here.
Hi everybody, how you doing? I'm Christine Schiavone and our show is Spiritual Exploration. I'm here again for the yearly with Deborah Rose, and she's going to give us the predictions for all the astrological signs for 2018. And so that she has all the time, because she'll be taking the floor for like 99% of the show here. So I'm going to turn it over to her and let her start telling you all about what to expect in 2018. Thank you. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Christine.
It's always so wonderful to have you making our predictions for us.
Oh, thanks so much. I love being here.
Oh, thank you.
Like your audience, they're great people.
Oh, absolutely. They're wonderful. They are. Yeah. So, well, you know what? Carry on.
Giddy up, girl.
Turning it over to you, and just do what you do best.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, everybody, so here we go, predictions for 2018, the astrological predictions for every sign. We only have an hour show, so for the past 3 years I've been trying to get it cut down enough so everybody gets enough. So let's see, I used a new formula this year, so let's see how we do. I'm going to start out with major planetary motion. Some of the letters and emails and phone calls I get have a lot to do with Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is the planet of communication. So in the past we've said, do not buy a car, don't buy any big ticket items. Big ticket items are things over $500. Anything with mechanical moving parts. If you buy a refrigerator now, if you buy a camera now, if you buy a car now, you're going to get a lemon. Good shot at that. Also,
what are the dates for the Mercury retrograde right now?
Right now I'm going to give it to you for 2018.
Yes.
But let me explain the rest of it first. Also, with your schedules, be very careful. If you tighten a schedule and you have one, let's say, appointment after another, or you have to be in one city or one town on the same day, be careful. This is people canceling. This is traffic that you don't expect. This is the accident on the parkway. So your schedules and big ticket items. Here we go. March, this is 2018 now, remember. March 22nd through April 15th. That Mercury retrograde is in Aries. Now, it is not Aries that is going to be affected. We are all affected, so keep that in mind. And I will tell you this. About 3 weeks before, you begin to feel the effects of Mercury retrograde. Things go wrong, paperwork gets messed up, you start looking for a car, you can't find what you want. Now, another very important thing, do not sign any contracts. For 3 weeks, do not sign any contracts because there's probably going to be something wrong with it or you're going to recognize you made a mistake. Merc retro is a mistake. I will tell you this. Many people tend to take vacations on Mercury retrograde times, and they always ask me that question. It's a wonderful time to take a vacation, but tag your luggage. This is when you go to Aruba and your luggage goes to California. Oh, no. Always carry a good carry-on with 1 or 2 days worth of things in it, medicines, things like that you need. And tag everything, and clearly, that's a Merc retro problem. Also, delays in traffic, the same thing will happen in air travel. Get there early and be prepared to sit anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour or so. So the first Mercury retrograde for 2018, I will reiterate, March 22nd through April 15th in Aries. The next Merc retro is July 25th through August 18th in Leo. The next one starts on November 16th, 2018 in Scorpio and moves through into Sagittarius, and it ends on December 6th. So that's how we deal with Mercury retrograde, and that's the timing of Mercury retrograde. Planets, like the planet Venus, as I've said many times, people work a lot with Venus. They begin love affairs, they buy things that they love, they buy homes, they start hobbies, they get plastic surgery. Be very careful in 2018, September 10th through November 16th. Anything having to do with beauty. I had somebody invest about $600 in one of the popular TV show cosmetic skincare lines. She bought it on a Mercury retrograde and she had a severe allergy and they did not take it back, where most of these vendors do. This one didn't. So anything to do with beauty, passion, love, even if it's a hobby, be careful. September 10th through November 16th. And I will say this too. So if you have surgery scheduled for November 9th, I would say don't do that. I would say just 2 weeks before, 10 days before. No surgeries or anything like that. Cutoff date, let's say August 25th in 2018. Now, the next markers, astrological markers, that can move us forward tremendously is an eclipse. An eclipse will, let's say you're trying to have a baby for 10 years. An eclipse hits your sign or your 5th house, which is children, and all of a sudden you're pregnant, or all of a sudden an opportunity comes for you to have a baby. You've been trying to start a business for 5 years, and then all of a sudden someone says, hey, I know what you need, and comes to help you. These are ecliptic happenings. You're trying to get out of a marriage, or get divorced, or get out of a relationship, or move to another state, and you've been fraught by all types of delays and difficulties. An eclipse comes and it hits your chart, and boom, there you are, you're free. Well, 2018 eclipses, let me give you this. We have an eclipse on a lunar eclipse. The first eclipse is January 31st. That's the lunar. Lunar eclipses tend to tap things in your life that make you very emotional. The moon. It can be children, it can be home, it can be family, or anything that's close to your heart. We have a partial solar eclipse. The pair, the team of that is February 15th, 2018. The next solar eclipse is July 13th, 2018. The lunar is July 27th, 2018. The next solar is August 11th, 2018. So once an eclipse hits your chart, it will be active for an entire year. But you'll feel the movement and the change within the chart. Within 3 months, you'll see things changing and happening and growing and becoming. So here we go. We're going to start with Aries. And again, Aries and everybody, I had to literally chop up so that we make time for everybody. All right? So here we go, Aries. If you're ready to accept anything new, new challenges, new home, new investment, new job, new relationships, Aries can be a very impatient sign. This year, you have tremendous opportunity. The beginning of the year will show you some of these opportunities. And I will say this, patience and hard work. Don't get frustrated. Don't give up. It depends how much you want. A lot of Aries are setting their life. They're building businesses that could bring them wealth or bring them future employment for the rest of their life. They're going into consulting businesses. They're starting their own IT businesses. Uranus makes a hit of it. A few other planets hit this, but keep yourself motivated. Don't give up. You're going to fall on some hard times here, the Saturn and Scorpio, which is also, it's ruled by Pluto, but you're Martian, so we kind of have a co-ruler with the Saturn going on here. I want you to be optimistic, be patient, and everything that you do this year, persevere. Finances, relationships, home and family, all of these things are enhanced. The 10th house, Saturn and Venus, right up there in the 10th. Saturn is hard work. Venus is rewards. At the beginning of the year, there's going to be what we call a combust in the 10th house. What is combust? There are 30 degrees in every sign. And when two planets are in the exact same degree, we call it combust. It's powerful, but sometimes you get very frustrated out of it. So don't worry. It passes. Everything passes. Aries, I want you to be careful about your temper. Venus and Mars make a nice little connection this year, but it brings up the passion of the Aries. I don't want you to, if you are slated to be the boss's right hand, I don't want you to tell him you think he's really a major idiot, and in 2 years you're going to have his position. Mm-hmm. That's really the setup for you guys, especially the Aries that are in their second Saturn return. Those of you that are in your 40s and 50s. So I want you to be patient. There's so much here for you. This was a fabulous chart to look at. But patience, being nice, be careful about what you say. And I'm going to go into health. Health, Aries. Fire signs, burnout. Be careful of burnout because you're moving at 100 miles an hour. I want you to be careful with what you eat. The foods that you take in, be careful of your weight. Don't overdo it. Make sure you're sleeping. Take time out. Many people on this path are going for success. I don't have the time to go to the doctor. I don't have the time to go for blood work. Yes, you do. There's a Jupiter retrograde that's going to affect you from around March 9th, and it doesn't go direct until July 11th. When that happens, that's when you are vulnerable to have fevers, have inflammation in the body. And now we know that inflammation leads to disease. I also want to warn you against alcohol consumption or smoking or any of the other negatives. Aries, you can fall prey to this. And what I always hear people say this, well, I have to go back to smoking because I'm stressed. Well, that means your lungs are going to be stressed, your body is going to be stressed and no oxygen. Be careful, Aries, you can fall back on old bad habits this year. Now, with that Saturn, I'm going to give you a time period when I don't want you to give up. April 18th through September 6th, sort of right in the middle of the year. Saturn backwards, the great task maker, Father Time backwards, means I'm tired, I'm sick and tired, and I give up. Don't do that. Not this year. You have fabulous things coming. Let me talk about loves. Let's get on to something nice. You could get lucky this year, guys. Let me see. Let's see. How about some Venus is in Libra. I like that. That's in your 7th house. From August 7th to September 10th. And be careful about love that comes in September 10th through October 6th. But August 7th through September 10th. I like that for you. I also like November 16th through December 3rd. So there's some love for you. I don't want you to, I want you to be careful of publishing. There's a silly little thing here. Let's say you work at Goldman Sachs, you work in Merrill Lynch, and they ask you to publish a paper, they ask you to put things in writing. Be very careful about only having half the knowledge. If you are being told to publish something, write something, do something, make sure you know exactly what you're talking about, because it's kind of saying, well, be careful, because what comes back to you, your words, can come back and bite you. Now, we're going to go on to Taurus. Taurus, I love the growth, the potentials for you this year. I love the journey. It's a mixed journey. You know, Taurus is a fixed sign. You like to do what you like to do. You're going to be pushed this year. Break out of what you've done in the past. We have a lot of experiences. We have some very favorable times. We have some challenging times. Why? We're trying to test your abilities in life where you are right now. You might have some great aspirations, but allow yourself to start at the bottom. Don't think you're going to start at the middle. Don't think you're going to start at the top. Taurus is known as an earth sign. You can be very pragmatic and hardworking. I need you to do that this year. Saturn is opposed Taurus this year. What happens then is you get a clear vision. You say, you know what, I want to sail around the world, and you're afraid of water. So it makes you realize who you are, what you're capable of. And it says, if you want to do that, how about this? Go to Annapolis and take some sailing lessons. So that's what I mean by being pragmatic. Also, Venus combust this year is going to affect you too. And it's going to affect you from the beginning of the year, let's say, till around February 20th. Well, after February 20th, after we get in and out of Pisces, because Pisces can be very confusing for you. From March on, I'm going to say, even though the exact date is February 20th, you have an easier year. From the end of 2017, and by the end, I mean anything from September on, to around February 20th of 2018, you've been going through a little bit of hell. Be patient. You will be challenged ahead of time, but not how you've been challenged to change in the last part of the year. I'll give you an example. A few Taurians I know, one of them finally got divorced after 32 years, and another Taurian, after battling a lot of, almost like a lifetime of illness, passed away. And those are the types of change. Death is change also. Jobs, new career, new training, new opportunities. Whenever you have an opposition in your chart, leaving the past behind is a key, a marker. And that's what you're going to be doing this year. Leave the past behind. Don't be afraid to do it because we have so much good going forward here. With your health, one of the problems that Taurus has with health is weight. This year, I want you to be aware of your weight. You have some Mars transits here that are pretty favorable. Mars means you can get your energy going in the same direction. You can discipline yourself. You can create changes. And I would like you to even take a new direction with health. It could be a new doctor. It could be functional medicine. It could be holistic medicine. It could be the type of food you eat. It could be growing your own garden. Taurians are fabulous with the earth. I want you to be careful about that. Where do I like this? Where am I saying, let's see. I like that Jupiter transit here, so I'm going to say from March through April 18th, and then from September through the end of the year. That's for you, Taurus. That's when I want you to make sure that we've initiated changes. Do you know that when you start a diet on a new moon, you have a much better shot at completing it, sticking with it, staying with it? Full moons tend to mean completion. New moons say make a new beginning. So if you find a new moon coming up, and you can look that up on the computer, you don't have to be an astrologer. Look up the next new moon in your sign and see if you can start something new. Now, if you want to get technical, the 6th house, you can go on astro.com, get a free chart, putting in your birth time, your date, the place of birth. Your 6th house is where you find the new moon for health. So a new moon in your 6th house is a fabulous time to start a diet or a new program for yourself or a new job for that point. But any new moon, don't give up on yourself and let's get trying. Jupiter is the great benefactor. I love that planet. And it's going to turn retrograde from March 9th. It goes direct the 11th of July, but it makes you go inside. It turns your thoughts, your mind in. You're going to become deep, contemplative, whether it's religion or spirituality. It's time to go inside, and a lot of this is find out who I am and what I really want to do in life. We also have some Venus transits here that are going to bring love into your life. Venus could bring love into your life November, December 2018. It's a little late in the year, but that's the best time. Mars is retrograde from June 27th, and it goes into Capricorn, where it's exalted from mid-August. So if you have to redo anything, the 27th of June till around mid-August, I want you to not be afraid of redoing. Redo is also a Mercury retrograde transit. So if you become aware sometime in July or August that you have to rethink or redo something, don't be afraid. That time is let's just start all over again. And you'll probably get better results than whenever you decided to do a project, lose weight, start a relationship, build a home, move, whatever it might be. That's a general for you. We're going to go into Gemini. This sign is interesting to me. You know, Gemini is coming out of 2.5 years of a Saturn opposition. You guys have been going through hell, and that's okay because now the Saturn is moving, and it's going into Scorpio. I'm sorry, not Scorpio now. It's going to go into Capricorn now, and it's going to give you guys a little bit of relief. Saturn and Venus at the beginning of your year are in that combust state. So you're going to find yourself having opportunities that you've been struggling with for the past 2.5, almost 3 years for some of the Geminis because of the retrogrades that we were suffering from. If you want love, you have a shot at it over the next 2.5 years. If you want a new business, or if you've been working a business that has not been working out, good luck comes between now and March 7th. From March 7th, due to your Mercury going backwards, you are Mercury ruled, so you really are hit by the Merc retros. Past actions come back, old decisions that didn't work, difficulties, any area of weakness is going to come up, and say, listen, redo it, release it, renew it, retrograde, R-E, renew, release, rework, rethink. So don't get discouraged about that. That's one of my most vulnerable points for you Geminis in the early part of the year. The retrograde, don't take action, rethink your action. There's a new direction that comes after this. Could it be new work? Could it be new relationship? Could it be even new ideas? All of these things are possible. Also, education. Now, when I say education, it doesn't have to be a classical education where you get a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. It means enhance the knowledge that you have now in order to go forward for new ideas and thoughts that are coming at you. I like the Jupiter here. It's in Scorpio for you, and it's going to give you the depth, the strength, and the power to change your life and move it in a new direction. Next year, I'm going to tell you this, Gemini, next year it goes into Sagittarius. That's opposite your sign. Let me see, it goes in November 9th, 2018. I want you to set yourself up this year. Put yourself in a new position, clean up old ties, old difficulties, anything that's been left over, anything you've been struggling with for the past 2.5 to 3 years. Clean it up, because on November 9th, 2018, through, I believe it's late December 2018, you are going to have such a great opportunity to really start to fly. And sometimes these opportunities only come once every 12 years. So clean up what's going on now. If you set yourself in a new place or a new job or a new business, by 2019, you could be flying. The universe always rewards, so keep that in mind. Relationships. I remember kind of typing this in, and I typed it in and erased it, and typed it in and erased it. A lot of you guys have been divorced or getting divorced or letting things go. Gemini has a tendency, or can have a tendency, to be in 2 places at once, even emotionally. It doesn't mean that you're having a physical affair with anybody, but if you're torn between 2 lovers or 2 loves or 2 passions, it could even be I love my work, I love my job, and I travel the world, or I'm an explorer, and I met Becky, and she's in California and wants me to settle down. Don't listen to anything but your heart. And I'm going to give you this, and certainly don't tell Becky this. You have probably 6 or 7 months to say, listen, let me go out and explore the world. And if I come back in 6 months, maybe I'll realize that you're the love of my life. You have a shot at Becky being there. And that's also for a new job, new work, or any type of new happening in your life. The other thing with Gemini too, the being in 2 places at once will not work when the Jupiter comes into Sagittarius in opposition. It's going to say, look, you've got fabulous opportunities here. You're going to have to put your mind to doing something, to creating something, to making something good happen. So be careful. Jupiter is sometimes too much of a good thing. So right now it's in Scorpio, and yes, I am going 1 year ahead of time because I want to set you up. This year you're going to clean up, you're going to redo, you're going to release, or you're going to focus and realize, I can salvage this. I can make something of this. I'm going to rework this business. I'm going to rework my love life. I'm going to move. I'm going to set myself up in a new place. Or I'm going to let go of the old relationships, even if it's friends, in order for newness to come in. You are only going to be alone or lonely or a little lost for about 6 to 9 months. And then you are going to fly. Don't be afraid to let go, because you've got good stuff coming for you, Gemini. Okay, so here we go, Cancer. All right, now, Cancer, self-growth, self-expression, changes in your work, changes in what you value. You are going for the gold in your life. You have had dreams, aspirations, things that you've wanted to do. And in the past, I will tell you, you've been going through a tough 7-year cycle where people, the past, things have been holding you back. Why did that happen? It's actually a 7 to 14-year cycle. It was a Saturn opposition too. Cancer never lets go. You never let go of the past. Things hit you so deeply that you have a very hard time releasing the emotional state, releasing the pain, the thoughts, the disturbances. This year, you're going to let go and you're going to move forward. You really are positioned for some very, very good luck. And it's a little bit of all-around luck, but it has to do with your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your personal life. I want you to give your personal life priority and clean it up, get rid of people, places, and things that hold you back. I want your life to be constructive and happy and new. If you've always wanted to join a choir, do it. If you've wanted to ride a horse, do it. If you wanted to work and buy a Maserati, do it. If you always thought that you might want to open that little mom and pop donut shop, do it. This is the year for Cancer to go forward. Your stomach is ruled by your sign. I need you to be very careful with food this year. Food, pills, medications. The cleaner your diet, the cleaner your medications, the better off you are. And I would also like most cancers to somehow get involved in some type of holistic medicine. Now, I want you to be careful with the Mars retrograde, June 27th through around mid-September. Why? That can make you a little bit ill, a little bit too fiery. It causes inflammation in the body, and that's a little bit of a negative time frame for you. Also, when that Venus goes backwards, and I forget where I put that now, the Venus backwards for you is September 10th through November 16th. Do not start any relationships during that time. I like your love life in the beginning of the year, in the Pisces time, around February 20th through Mars 21st. A very eventful time for you also could be March 21st through mid-May. And then I like the very end of the year for you also, as far as love, meeting new people and new friendships. Travel for you this year too. I'm going to tell you, if you have people who say, let's travel in the spring, that would be, I don't know, maybe April through early June. Take people up on that travel. You could meet new friends at that time, Cancer. So I want you to take care of your health. You are really slated to go after your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So giddy up, Cancers. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to go into Leo now. Leo, the king of the jungle and the king of the zodiac. They love to be showy. They love to be out in front. And this year, what you have to do is work. I don't want you to be the king of the jungle. I want you to be the lion cub that is learning, that is humble. I know there's a lot of Leos out there laughing at that word. That is patient, and that is quiet. When I say quiet, Leos tend to become very loud when they don't get their way. And what that will show, if you work in the corporate world, if you work in media or TV, you have the opportunity to almost downplay your own good by opening your mouth and wanting to be the king. Allow yourself to climb a ladder. Humble is the key word for you, Leo. Next year will be a different story. But because of the squares that are happening and hitting Leo right now, especially from Scorpio, that Jupiter in Scorpio, you might, what could we say, roar too loud, bite off more than you can chew. So the other thing, too, I want you to be really careful with signing contracts throughout 2018 because your eyes are big, you're promising too much. The position this chart takes is you are not ready to take on the responsibilities that you like. You want to be the king, but it says really you're the young horse in the corral. You should be sitting back and learning and growing. 2019 is going to be a much easier year for you, but please allow Saturn to develop you, to invest in yourself, learn humble, and And that's really the vulnerability for you this year. You might have some difficulties this year too in personal relationships because of your being loud or bombastic or too forward. I'm going to say this in marriages too. Don't buy a house that's too big. Don't have 5 more children. You know, don't plan too big. Don't buy 3 cars if you only need 2. This is the push in this sign this year. They make me nervous. I've already told a lot of my Leo friends, go backwards, think back, calm down, be humble. A friend of mine bought 3 puppies at the same time recently. And I said, you're going to have quite a year next year. I said, better hire a sitter and a trainer. But anyway, but she's a Leo too. Love life. A lot of you, I've already had people saying, when's my love life going to get better? I have a lot of emails from some Leos now. And I can see why you're being pushed. The Jupiter just went into Scorpio, so it's starting to square you already. A lot of you have thought that, oh, this is the perfect person for me, and being passionate. You threw yourself into love and at the end of 2017, and now you're recognizing that you've gotten yourself into a little bit of a pickle. Let me say this. I like the Aries time next year, which is March 20th through around April 21st. And then I like June, maybe June 20th through your Leo birth time. Old loves are going to come back to you, too. Let me take a look at that retrograde. Let me say this to you. If an old love comes back, you have most likely outgrown them. So be careful about going back to the past. The only thing you might be returning is that 3rd car that you overbought. You certainly can't bring a baby back either, so keep that in mind. And don't buy houses too big. Good Lord. 4th house was just destroyed all over the place here. Here's the good part for you. You are basically strong. Sometime in 2017, you put yourself on a better health regimen. Continue that through 2018. You probably are in a new job or something that you're passionate about, something you're good at. Continue that, and that's where I say be humble. You might be looking for love. You're realizing something. You're in transition. You're growing. You're becoming someone else. For married Leos, you might need a little time either away from the spouse or time in developing yourself as an individual. For Leos that are unattached, don't look to jump into love too quickly because you're changing. And as you change, you might need the partner to change with you, or you may change what it is you think you like. Be careful of your weight. Be careful of ignoring your health. Make sure you're sleeping enough. These are the general trends for Leo. Okay, Leo. Now we're going to go into Virgo. Virgo. Well, you are slated for that. You have a very fine mind, a very detailed mind. The problem with Virgo is they're very detailed. They look at the fine print, but they don't back up and they don't look at the whole picture. Sometimes you need help at looking at the whole picture. This year, if you don't have it, hire it or ask. Keep your mind open because you are slated for some wonderful opportunities in work, in career, in education. Don't be distracted by what's going on at the very end of 17 or the very beginning of 2018. I think February 21st and forward, I have a feeling you guys are going to hear something about some good work opportunities. Until then, a lot of you look like you're chomping at the bit. When am I going to get promoted? What's going on in my company? A lot of you are involved in companies that are going through buyouts, takeovers, sometimes freezes. And after February 21st, keep your head cool. Just remain focused on your job. Know that now, when I say now, we are taping this at the end of 2017. As soon as you see this, you are being looked at for something good, something better. Be careful about overworking. Don't push too hard. Don't push yourself too much. Take care of your health. Stress. Oof. Stress is so big in the chart for Virgos. And stress can relate to digestive difficulties and upsets. This is a year you're going to gain, you're going to grow. There's finances, there's opportunity here. There are promotions if you're in the corporate world. The early part of the year, from February through June, and then after September, you guys are August, September birthdays. After September into November on, even more opportunity and promotion. And most of you, I think, are going to be doing a pretty good job with whatever may come at the early part of the year. The Jupiter transit in Scorpio, it really supports you tremendously. You're insightful. You're very good at writing this year. You're very romantic. I think some Virgos are going to meet their life partner this year. A lot of romance, children being created, so could be some pregnancies coming on here. Balance your life. Take your time. I like February 11th through mid-May, let's say, for all positives and good. Okay. I just got the hurry up kind of sign here.
6 more to go and only 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, Libra. As I'm sitting here looking at the changes in the planets, I'm adding a little bit here, even though I cut it down, cut paper. And Libra, 2018. You know, the solar second house on you guys, that Jupiter's going into your money house. So if you have put down roots, if you've created something in 2017, you Libras, you have a good shot at finally making some good money this year or beginning to create a positive financial platform. There's some good luck in work. There's good luck in self-worth. There's good luck in anything that you started over the past 2 years could start bearing fruit now. It's also taking care of me, appreciating yourself, taking care of your health, looking better, dressing better. You know, Libra's ruled by Venus, so they always like to look fabulous. Invest in a new wardrobe, get a nicer car. Don't get crazy like some of the signs you're going to get this year. But everything is going to start shifting into high gear for you. So look the part, feel the part, work the part. One of the problems with my Libras is you can never make a decision. Don't be afraid to make decisions. You're making more money. The universe is showing you they're supporting you. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Now, if you're not in a good relationship, get out of it before your life takes a very powerful and positive turn. If your life has been a little bit empty, or if you haven't found the perfect partner, you're going to be put into new places. You're going to go for different goals. Your life is going to expand. So your social circle expands this year. And through work or social circle, you have probably a 75% chance of meeting someone. Hobbies would fill that up. So if you always wanted to play racquetball and join that gym and now you have the money to do that, because love could come around this year too. In health, I like balance, please. Balance, sleep, food, no food on the run. You have to look sexy, you have to look good, you have to look lovely. And this is actually really good for you guys getting into meal plans. Libra would do well. They have Nutrisystem, they have Jenny Craig, they have those recipes where you order a recipe. You know, what are they called?
I don't know.
You can order fresh food, Fresh Direct or something like that,
those things, yeah.
and you cook it at home. You guys would do fabulous on that. And this year you're going to be able to afford that nice car or that gym. So take care of yourself, Libra. Now we're going to go into Scorpio 2018. Well, Jupiter in Scorpio, every 12 years, and only every 12 years, does Jupiter hit your sign. We're in it. You're in it as of probably about 2 weeks ago here, or 3 weeks ago, and we're taping this in November. At the end of October, you guys started to feel the great benefactor, the planet of good, the planet of abundance. It hits your sign, and you're going to have it almost all year until late November of 2018. What does that mean? Opportunity comes. You're optimistic, you're passionate, you're forward. Cautious. Saturn says don't overdo it too much. Don't go out and spend all the money you make this year. Invest in yourself. Opportunity, I think, is the key word. You will have the opportunity to achieve your goals. You'll have the opportunity to attract in new paths, new opportunity, new people. But please, I need you to be methodical. The Saturn is telling me, don't overstep your bounds. How do you make the most of this fabulous 12-year cycle? Month by month, week by week, cautiously, positively. Mars is, it's in the sign of Aquarius right now, so it's giving you a little bit of hell. And it's going to go retrograde. Mars goes retrograde. That's another planet this year. And it's really affecting you from June 27th until August 3rd, I believe. No, mid-August. And I don't want you to have to backtrack about contracts. No contract signing. Let's say June 27th through about August 17th. That's the only warning, really, I have for you in this fabulous transit. New love, new home, new job, business ownership. A lot of Scorpios are going to be CEOs, CFOs, the top of the top of the chart, and love. You might meet your soulmate this year. You might meet your marriage partners or the partner that you're going to be with. You might, if you have had problems having children, Scorpios are going to have children this year. If you always wanted to be sitting at the right hand of the boss, this is the year to do it. Here's the key with Scorpio. Look the part, quiet, subtle, very together type of feeling around you, meaning don't speak too much. Jupiter makes you talk too much, talk too loud. Think about what you're saying. Be careful with your presence, how you dress, how you act. Look to fit in. Even if you feel like a star and everybody wears a blue tie and you want to wear a red tie, not this year. Follow the path, and by next year you will be flying. You will get the promotion. You'll be on the top of the charts. I want to caution you with one thing. When Jupiter's in your sign, too much of a good thing happens. If you are in your middle years or elder years, Jupiter could bring on illnesses that have to do with too much of a good thing. Too much weight, diabetes. Heart attacks, right. Too much of a good thing. Be very careful if you are 42 and older and you have a health issue that you need to take care of. What I would like you to see or like you to do with this Jupiter is invest time into yourself, go to the best expert that your insurance or you can find, and start taking care of yourself and start valuing that vehicle, which is your body, because you don't want to leave on a high note here with Jupiter in your sign. And you will be successful, finally, even if it's been 42 years since you've tried to lose weight or increase your strength or do whatever you have to do with your health. You can, this year, change your life. You want to stop smoking? Look, find, seek now. And don't try one thing. People will say, well, I was in a Jupiter cycle and I tried acupuncture. Try acupuncture, try the patch, try cold turkey, try hypnosis. Try everything. That's part of the Jupiter cycle. Throw everything against the wall and something will stick. Sagittarius. Okay, this year I want you guys to be concerned about your own growth and money and career. Money is big on the top of your list. I want you to learn how to save. Sagittarians, they always believe that there's enough money for tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. I want you to plan your finances with a long term in view. I want you to work really hard at creating the job, the career that you want. I want you to educate yourself if you need to educate yourself. Everything this year is going to be driven by money. And next year, Sagittarius, you have a powerful year. You're going to grow. If you've been undervalued, next year someone is going to talk about you in a fabulous way. But I want you to learn money. I want you to handle family very tactfully. Those people that you work with, you have a work family as well as a home family. Tact. Sagittarius tends to put their foot in their mouth and then take it out, brush their teeth, and stick it right back in again. They don't mean to, but you're so honest and so open that somebody asks you a question and you might say, you know, you really don't look very good anymore. You really got too fat. Be careful, because the people around the Sagittarians this year, although they need the truth, it says you have to learn to be delicate. So you have to learn tact. You have to learn to take care of your finances. You have to learn to save for a rainy day. And you have to recognize powerful opportunities that are being presented to you now. And I want you to take advantage of them wisely. Now, here's the warning. I'm going to warn you about the opposite sex this time. You know, Sagittarians, they love their best friend. They're not prone to going out and fooling around or, you know, doing things like that. But I want you to be careful with getting involved in too many relationships at once. And I want you to be careful with the health of your partner. We have been touting safe sex for what, 20, 25 years now, almost 30 years? You guys are going to be the ones to just make that one transgression and capture something that you might not like. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your lovers, but let's make sure that we keep the lovers to a minimum. One of the things you can't handle, or that could complicate your life and destroy your concentration on what matters this year, is getting involved in too many people, getting involved in illicit affairs, or getting involved in something that could be made public that you really don't want. And you know, those are usually my earth and water signs that do that. So to hear Sagittarius do it's a little scary. I want you to be very careful around that Mars. When that Mars turns retrograde, June 27th through around August 16th or 17th, that's when I think you are a little bit vulnerable. You're also vulnerable during that Venus retrograde, September 10th through November 16th. That's when I want you to be careful, those 2 times, with the opposite sex and people around you. You're going to get involved in some, what would this be? This would be groups of people. You might become part of the Lions Club. You might join a glee club. You might join anything having to do with groups. Also, watch your mouth around that. You know, you're open and you're happy and you go, oh, you're really fabulous, but you know you sing off key, or you know your leadership style needs work. Keep your mouth shut, Sag. How's that? And just allow people to grow kindly, nicely, and just be supportive, be positive, be happy, and mind your own business. How's that? I'm a Sag. Can you tell? Okay. Capricorn. What I like this year is the Saturn-Venus. You know, Saturn's your ruler, and I like Venus being combust, being close. Capricorn at times can undervalue themselves. They can be a little fearful, a little frightening, and it says, let's say around February 21st, I want you to think about loving yourself, being positive, being powerful, where in particular around the 10th house of career. This year, I'm going to throw the highlights at you. New relationships can develop, new love life, new friends, new people in work that just think you're fabulous. If you've been undervalued, underrated, and you've taken that on yourself, this is a year to heal your own psychology. This is the year to get the therapist, to get the pastor, to become spiritual, to add to your life in a good way. Jupiter works well for you this year for fulfillment of wishes, hopes, goals, and it will add to your money arena also, your ability to make money. I think you may, if you're married, I think you're going to have a lovely time. This is the year to take that maybe European vacation or that long vacation. This is the year to appreciate your life partner. This is the year to, if you have not been able to find love, this is the year that I do believe you'll find love. If you tend to have a kind of frumpy countenance, you know, Capricorn loves dark colors all the time, and if they need to lose that 5 pounds, what they'll do is rather than lose the 5 pounds, they give up on themselves. They'd rather buy the big shirt or wear a shirt that covers the weight, whether it's in their belly or their hips or whatever. This is the year to hire the trainer and lose the weight, to hire the nutritionist, to take that extra course on the computer, to take that course in managing others. So you see, we are on a positive and powerful self-improvement course. And how will that translate to you throughout the year? Start at the beginning of the year, by February or so, and you will see money come into your hands by the end of the year, by any investment that you make in yourself this year. February 11th to mid-April is going to bring you fabulous opportunity to enhance who you are. Aquarius. Well, I'm going to say this. You know, you're ruled by the planet Uranus, and that kind of means ups and downs or sudden things happening where you are thrown off course, and Aquarians can really be experts at just going with the flow. One of the areas that might make you a little cuckoo this year is your finances, is money. I don't think in the past 2 years or so that you've been really watching your money, or a lot of you have been on these new journeys where I'm not going to work, I'm going to study for 5 years or 5 months, or I'm going to be a guru, or I'm going to travel the Himalayas, and you did. And now we have to take a look. I don't want you to rely on luck. We have to take a look at your finances. I want you to get down to work from the second week in January right through April. I want you to be very careful with finances. Look to make more money. The Venus does support an increase in money flow for you, but I want you to make sure that your work front is stable. If you don't like where you work or what you do, go to school, learn something new, find a new job. The best time of year is the beginning of the year. Saturn in the 12th house is unexpected happenings. Well, unexpected expenses, but if you have not been taking care of your health, you could unexpectedly wind up at a doctor. You could unexpectedly wind up in the hospital. Nothing terrible here, but maybe your blood pressure goes up, or maybe you slip and fall because you didn't go buy the shoes that you really should be wearing, or you're not paying attention. Good Lord, this Uranus. Aquarians, pay attention to what you're doing. Or you decided you're going to be a weekend warrior and you run 5 miles after not running for the past 10 years and being 30 pounds overweight. Those are the things that upset you this year. I want you to focus on career, money, career, money. Take care of your health. Love, let me see. I think a lot of you are going to be looking to the past, marrying the old type of person you have, getting involved with the same type of a girlfriend or boyfriend. I want you to think something new. How do you think in a new way? You start valuing yourself, taking care of yourself spiritually. Spiritually, Aquarians, that's where you could find your value this year. So think of your mind and your heart, move from there, work with your money, be ready for unexpected expenses or unexpected health happenings, take care of yourself, and now we're going into Pisces. Pisces, you've been thinking for the past 3 years about making some new moves in work, new moves in health. You're also thinking about getting rid of old relationships. Yep, this is the time to do it. Change for the better in career, in love. Don't take big risks this year. There will be years coming in the future when you can risk. Go slow. If you are happily married, this is the time to take off. This is the time to push yourself. The two of you can get healthy, join a gym together. It means two people working together, or even if you're a lawyer and he's a banker, find some positive time. Family could be positive. Good luck, good fortune for you this year. I want you to be careful just a little bit. Don't overdo too much with food. Don't overdo too much happiness, because you have a very hard time shifting from joy to getting back to work. On the financial front, the occupational front, you guys are slated for a fairly good year. Take care of your health. New things, new hobbies, new opportunities. Travel twice this year. I want you, believe it or not, I want you to stay away from June through November for travel. Travel the beginning of the year, travel for the holidays. Other than that, good. Anything having to do with the earth. You want to build a kennel. You want to buy a farm. You want to buy a home with land. You want to have a garden. All of those things for Pisces this year, fabulous. I love the beginning of the year for Pisces. I loved late December, the Capricorn time, right through February. So good things coming for Pisces this year. And you know what? You've been trying to get out of the past for the past 7 years. This is the time to do it. Believe in yourself. Just go slow. And do things legally this year, too. If you want to get a divorce, don't just separate. Go to an attorney. Be advised. If you want to start a business, be advised. Good things for Pisces this year, finally, after many years of being delayed. Okie dokie, folks. That's it.
That's it. Wow. Well, we made it.
I made it.
We made it again.
And thank you for pushing me when I would stop and think. I had the ephemeris in my head. Oh, and you
Well,
know
I'm
what?
watching the clock.
Thank you so much.
And that was very good. That was really that was good readings, and I think that hopefully everybody got something out of it. When you go to see the show again, if you didn't have a piece of paper, watch the show again and write your things down. Look at them during the year and see how you're doing and see how your predictions are coming along. In the meantime, I want to thank you for coming and doing this for us.
Thank you so much.
And I want to thank our audience for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Take care now, everybody. Good night.